Oh, my goodness. My goodness, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. My goodness, my goodness. Huh. All right, everybody. If you're just joining me, um, I've got 2 viewers apparently. So it is kind of boring at my place right now. That's why I decided to do this. I got somebody wanting to buy my what's it called? My rear seat for my Jeep. So I'm trying to get rid of that. Let's see if anybody else is going to join in. But lottery day was today. I didn't win, of course. I didn't really expect anything. I got a couple numbers, but I didn't get the Powerball. So the Powerball is what would make it. Let's see here. So hold on. I'm emailing. So I'm emailing somebody from my rear seat. Hey, hi side. Let's see. Deep was down St. George, so I let to drop it off on my way out of town if possible. Uh, 900 mil. If only, man. I swear. I don't even know what I'd do with $900 million. Well, it's 900 million before um, all the taxes and everything get taken out. So after taxes, it's about, I think it equals out to 558 million, which I mean is still a lot of money. But looks like if nobody claims it, then it's gonna pop up to like 1.3 billion with a B, billion doll hairs, and then if nobody claims it, then I'll be making another trip over to Idaho since they don't have the lottery here in Utah. I'd help out a lot of people. There's people I would help out, and then there's people that I know would be asking me for money. Which I mean, people ask you for money after you win the lottery. I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, okay, it's bound to happen. But I mean, 500 million, as a whole lump sum instead of an annuity, I go ahead and I'd say, yeah, here, have some money. I don't care. Just throw it out, make it rain, make it rain. So, uh, oh, somebody messaged me. I wouldn't tell it. Hold on a minute, high side. I think I'd probably pull like the what's that movie about the kid who won the lottery? Is it Lotto Ticket? I think is what it was called. Uh, I'd probably do the same thing. Like I wouldn't tell anybody except like maybe just a couple people that I knew wouldn't try and blab about it. But I wouldn't. My actions wouldn't dictate that I won the lottery either. I'd probably keep it on the down low. Sorry, guys. I'm getting over like the flu or something. I don't know what is going on. Like my throat has been sore. I've been thirsty, dehydrated, and everything. So I apologize if there's a lot of excessive coughing. But since I didn't win, and I know it's slim to none that anybody else that I know didn't win, I'm just gonna be here pouting all night. Not really, because I don't really care. Money's not everything, so it's whatever to me. But other than that, as you guys can see, I got a new logo that I think ended up being pretty cool. Let me see what his name was on Instagram again. Um, let's see here. I need to go to my messages. Slim underscore Jix. How much do you get if you just get the Powerball? Um, I can tell you. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull up my other ticket that gives me all the rules. I think it. I don't know exactly how much the Powerball actually plays out. Um, let's see here. So if it was just a Powerball, it would be $4. Amazing. But you have the power play multiplier that they put in, which for this drawing was a times three. So if it was just the Powerball that I picked up, I would have gotten a whole $12. So yeah. Let's see what the other ways to win are if you get all five and the Powerball, that's the grand prize, obviously. If you get all five just alone, that's a million. Four numbers and the Powerball is 50,000. Um, four whites by themselves is 100. Three whites and the Powerball is 100. Just three numbers is $7. Two is two, and the Powerball is 7. One in the Powerball is 4, and just the Powerball is 4. So there's quite a few different ways to win, but it's not really worth it. Like if I want to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go all the way. I'm gonna drive all my happy self all the way another hour and some change just to go pick up $12. That won't even get me half a tank of gas. So, but anyways, maybe somebody didn't win, and you know, maybe I'll take another trip up to Idaho for another chance at getting the Powerball, or to do that again. I went up there actually today because in Utah they don't have. Yes, Sean, I am going to do stickers with my new logo. I was gonna get to the point of that in a little bit later on, but since you brought it up, uh, so the person who ended up doing this logo for me, his name is Slim underscore Gix Gix on Instagram. Um, he worked with me out of a few different designs, and I like the way that this turned out. It sort of made me look like a little bit of a bobblehead, which I think is pretty cool. But eventually, yes, I will be doing stickers with this design. But let's see. Back to the. I hope I pronounced your name right. Swaggomery. I hope I pronounced it right. I'm one of those two. What's going on, man? Or hopefully, man. I'll just say what's going on. How about that? I'm not going to embarrass myself. Hi. But yeah, Sean, pretty soon I'll get I'll get stickers made. I got a friend here who does stickers, so 38 subscriber. Cool, man. Or is that how many you have? I don't know. I'm not really doing anything on my computer, so I'm not looking around, just watching the feed pop up. But yeah, Sean, once I get with my friend who's got the hookup down here in Utah with his sticker machine, I'll be distributing stickers. I'll probably ended up doing it for free off the bat. Like, if I get a hookup, I'll just hook you guys up. Oh, you are my 38th subscriber. Cool, man. Thank you for sticking along with everything. uh, but give me something to talk about, guys. Come on. It's Saturday night. I've got nothing to do because it's kind of not really snowing, but it's got a light dusting going on outside my house, and it's too cold for me to go ride because uh, I'm a little baby like that. I don't like the cold. Plus, I don't cold tires and cold ground doesn't make for a good mix. Is there any burning questions that you have for me? I'm pretty sure there's nothing burning. If there is, I hope you get that checked. Like I said, I'm sorry if I'm coughing and everything because of my whatever I got. So hopefully, maybe in a couple days, uh, I'll have a new vlog out. I'll definitely have a new vlog for this little giveaway that I have. So if you hadn't seen my last one, the little update, I'm just gonna buy a couple memory cards and some like Visa gift cards. So that way you can do if you win it, you can use it whenever you want. Um, and the way that I'll explain it a little bit better, but basically, all it's gonna be is you guys comment on the video with a number, and I'll throw it into a number generator, and whoever gets close to the number without going over gets a prize. And I'll do that like 4 times. So you guys have 4 chances to win. What am I doing, Nathan? Are you asking? Well, I'm talking about a giveaway right now since I hit 250 subscribers finally, slowly but surely. So I like to. So what I'm planning on doing is doing like little giveaways on milestones. Not yet, swag. When it comes to I'll put another video out after I actually get everything. So after payday for me, um, once I get everything, I'll make another video, and they'll tell you it'll tell you exactly how to win. I was just giving you guys like a little rundown of what I'll be doing, but I'll keep 47 in mind. So Nathan, anyways, uh, what you guys could win is either a couple like since it's a motovlog channel, um, it's gonna be I'll be getting a couple like memory cards, so there'll be 64 gig memory cards, and they'll have the adapters too. I'll find one with adapters so that way you guys, if you don't have something that uses micro SDs, you can still use the regular size as a regular size regardless. So if you have a camera, you want to put it in or whatnot, um, or I'll get like a couple, like maybe $20 gift cards or Visa gift cards for anywhere you want. Just because I don't know what you guys like or anything. Um, sorry, but I'll go ahead and when I after I get those after payday, I'll get a video put out again. It'll probably be a Jeep vlog if it's too cold or if it's too snowy out here to do another quick moto vlog. But that'll tell you exactly how to win. And I'll also, if you don't follow me on if you haven't been following me on Instagram yet, um, I'll also put details in there how to win. I guess vaping doesn't really help with this sickness that I got over now, does it? Oh no, I'm almost out of juice. You know, I when I started vaping after like after 5 years of smoking cigarettes. I feel I can tell you guys, if you don't smoke or if you're snowmobile vlogs, if only I had a snowmobile. I'm not that rich. Maybe if I get another deployment into the Middle East, maybe I'll get a snowmobile. It also depends because I don't know how long I'm going to be living here in Utah. Being in the military, they'll push you around wherever. So like I got if you don't know any of my backstory, the reason I got this motorcycle is because I got back from Afghanistan. I had extra money, so I decided to buy a motorcycle. Then I got into I was watching uh vlogging videos like Do It With Dan and Yummy R6, and I was watching that. I was like, that seems like it'd be pretty fun to do. So that then I went ahead and you know I had a GoPro already from when I was stationed over in Guam. So I was like, let me go ahead and fix this camera to my helmet, and let me buy an adapter for this for a mic. And lo and behold, we went ahead and started this. We'll just see how well it takes off. I mean, I'm slowly getting up there. In my mind, I am, but I mean, 259 subscribers. I mean, I honestly didn't think. Um, Honestly, didn't really think I'd get this far this quick. So only doing it for like 4 months. Um, I'm not in the army. I'm in the Air Force actually. So I'm about to put on staff sergeant in the Air Force, which is E5. I've been in the army. Oh, not the army. But sorry, I've been in the Air Force for it'll be 5 years in March. I joined right out of high school. Yeah, sounds the same. I joined right out of high school, and um, I went through training in Texas, and my first duty station was over in Guam for 2 years. During that time, I went on a deployment to Al Udeid, which is in Qatar, and uh, I went back to Guam after that, and now I'm stationed in Utah and at Hill Air Force Base. And from Hill, I went for a 5 month deployment over in Afghanistan. And now I'm back here just hanging out, waiting to see what their next move is. But if you want to join the army, by all means, I mean, if you serve, more to you, man. I mean, I respect anybody that puts on a uniform and everything. Just like I know people respect me, but it's really it. The one thing that gets me is when I like if I'm walking around and everything. If I'm in my uniform, people like thank me for my service and everything. It's like that's I it took me a while to figure out exactly how to respond to that. And the way that I respond to that was, people, if you want to serve, make sure you don't get in trouble, which is the main thing, because if you get in trouble, that could be a big thing. My stepbrother was going to join the Air Force like right before I did, but he ended up getting in trouble for some other things, and they said nope. So, but he was able to join the army though. So, and he's a UAV operator in the army. So, I mean, I guess it kind of worked out for him in that way. Um, but back to when people recognize you, like for me, like I said, it took me a while to respond to um, how to respond to people thanking me. And the way I figured out was to go ahead and thank them back because, it means a lot when people thank you. Like people thank me, they say, "Oh, thanks for your service and everything." But they wouldn't be doing that if they didn't support what's going on and everything. That they didn't support the military, they didn't support the government at all. Which, yes, there's people who don't support the government, but the way I return a thank you is with a thank you, because without them, we wouldn't have things like if you probably know about you probably heard of USOs. No, American, US Air Force. Well, you probably heard of like little places around that do things like just for military. Like those are mainly run by regular ordinary people. So they're still supporting us. Oh, you make that oh, you make that sound like it's a bad thing. But I have worked with Canadian Air Force though. Fuck. Ugh. Yep, yep. As in the U.S. Air Force is a bad thing. Sean, what I do in the Air Force, in a nutshell, is I'm pretty much an airplane refueler. So the main job that I usually do is I drive a truck around to different aircraft and basically fuel them up. Like Canada, like I said, I've worked with Canadian Air Force. I've worked with many different uh what national nationalities. So I've worked with Canadian, I've worked with Australian, I've worked with Japanese, I've worked with Thai, I've worked with Malaysian. Um, who else have I worked with? Qatari, shoot guns. Sometimes they let us shoot guns. Um, when we have, for me, like since it's since my job's not really a defender job right now, um, we we usually only shoot when we're stateside is when we're uh requalifying on weapons again. That's pretty much the only time we shoot. when I was in Afghanistan, we had a weapon on us all the time, and I actually got to shoot what's it called, a 50 cal off of a Humvee. So that was fun. I didn't get video of it while I was over there because this was before this whole channel even happened. But I have my own guns that I shoot. I have a Glock 23 and a Smith and Wesson 44 mag. Those are my guns. I need to get more guns. I know. But going back to you, Sean, like I said, what I do is I basically fuel airplanes. Um, I did that for a few years. I run a. I used to run the fuel lab here at in Utah, which basically tests all the fuel and everything, make sure it's safe to go in aircraft, make sure it's not going to clog up any filters or it's not going to freeze when it gets up to higher elevation. And I'm also an accountant, which I account for all the fuel that gets moved on this base. So that entails me of being up all night at work and putting numbers into a computer. Is Afghanistan just cool looking towers? What do you mean by that, swag? What do you mean by just cool looking towers? I'll tell you what, while you're typing or before it actually hits to me, um, I'll tell you what Afghanistan was like when I was there. So where I was at was more in the mountainous area. So all around me were pretty much mountains. Um, like in TV shows, it's just saying those groovy triangle towers. Um, Groovy triangle towers. I don't know what you mean by that. Um, but I can tell you there's some sand there. Like I said, the area where I was at was pretty mountainous, so um, there's more rocks than sand. But in the mountains, since the mountains surround the whole base, that's where the Taliban like to hang around and launch off mortars and rockets at the base and everything. Let's see, search it up. I'll try. Let me see if I can find it. Hmm. Oh, you talk about like cool looking. Oh, you talk about those like they look really expensive and everything. I think those are the towers you're talking about. Am I right? Okay, so those towers are not in Afghanistan. I can tell you that because Afghanistan is one of the more poor countries. The the places that you're thinking about those towers are in the more richer countries over there. So like United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Dubai and everything like that. Those are what you're. I think that's what you're thinking of. So like the places where they get a lot of tourism and everything. That's where those towers are at. But yeah, in those places there is a bunch of sand. I can tell you that right now because when I was in Qatar, that place is just flat, hot, sandy, um, humid since it's right there on the coast of the Persian Gulf. But when you go downtown into uh, Qatar, which downtown is called Doha, they got some pretty extravagant buildings there that are like you think you probably need a lot of money to live there, which you probably do. But they're oil rich over there, so more power to them. But back to the way that Afghanistan was. In Afghanistan, like I said, the mountains surrounded the whole base, and that's where Taliban liked to hang around. So they'd always shoot off rockets and mortars at us. Luckily, most of the time we had a detection system that was able to find them. Uh, I can only say so much on here because a lot of stuff, not a lot of stuff, but some of the stuff, can't really talk about. Um, but like, luckily, we had a detection system that would detect incoming rockets and mortars and basically try and shoot them out of the sky. And those things are really, when they did that, they're really, really, really loud. Some stuff's classified, but not a lot. Just like little specific stuff on where everything's at and everything. I can't tell you anything about that. But when it whenever it didn't shoot anything out of the sky, I mean, you could hear the explosions of where the rockets and mortars hit. I think like the closest one that ever hit by me was maybe a good maybe maybe 1,000 yards away. So probably length of a football field. Maybe a little bit longer than that. No, 1,000 yards. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like I said, I got there were a couple that landed kind of close, and I seen like when that happened, um, we had a what's it called? Um, we had requests for extra hands to go over to the hospital to help out with what was going on. So I decided to go over there and help him out. So what ended up happening was I got over there and there were three people that were alive that were in and out of consciousness when they brought him in, and then there were two that were killed in that attack. Uh, like the first one that they brought in was um, they they were nationals there, so they were Afghanis because on those bases we hire to the locals out there for some reason. I don't know why. I guess it just helps out with cost. But the first one was an Afghani that ended up being killed in the attack, and then they brought a second stretcher in that was pretty much only half full. So that whoever that person was kind of got that full brunt of the mortar or the rocket that hit them, and it wasn't uh, a pleasant sight to see, but you deal with it. Uh, yeah, like that's what we always joked about that when we were over there. We're basically driving a truck with a bomb strapped to our backs. In a nutshell, we always made fun of it. Like if we're gonna get hit, we're gonna get hit laughing. But most of the time, they didn't really come that close. But within about 1,000 yards. But when we get when we get the warnings that come in, we get because we have little like handheld radios and everything that we carried along with us. So we get a warning, but come over that radio. So the first thing that they tell you to do is, because you don't know where it's coming, where really it's coming from, or where it's going to land. So the first thing they tell you to do is, get down and get as flat as you can, because you believe it or not, you can survive a attack if a mortar lands like right next to you, as long as you're down low enough underneath it. It can explode right next to you, and the shrapnel ends up going up and out. So you can kind of, if it lands right next to you, you can pretty much go underneath it, underneath all the shrapnel. You're probably gonna, feel that big concussion of the explosion. So you're probably gonna lose your hearing and whatnot. But we'd always end up after like the initial what's going on, then you find yourself one of your concrete bunker to go hide in, basically until it's all done, and then you do like a sweep of the area to make sure that there's nothing going. There's nothing around you. No, we don't use Morse code. We have, like I said, we have radios that we can actually talk to each other or other people. I hope I'm not like scaring you or anything, Swag, about the realities of what goes on over there. But I mean, you make a time of what you got over there. Like I said, like the center just. What do you mean by does it sound all right or just feedback? When I don't know what you're getting at about that. Like when we use the radios, are we able to communicate to each other clearly? Is that what you're talking about? Hmm. Okay, so yeah, like the radios that we have out there, they're um, pretty tech savvy and everything. So, excuse me. Uh, they're like I said, they're pretty tech savvy. I mean, each radio I think costs a good $4 or $5,000. No, it's not. It's not like a radio at McDonald's. It's not like McDonald's. These are ham radios, so they're able to travel a long distance and be pretty clear on everything. Sometimes you get a little bit of garble, or you can sound like a transformer talking into a radio, but a lot of the times it's very good feedback or very good communications in those radios. I mean, we spent a lot of money to have those radios. It would be a shame if they didn't work. Speaking of that, actually, here on my base, our radios suck. Like worse than a McDonald's drive through. Oh my god, who's emailing me? Oh, it's almost time to do my taxes. Oh, I'm so happy. I get my W-2 in like 2 weeks, so I can finally file my taxes, and it's gonna be great because hopefully I don't owe anything. And hopefully, I don't have to start getting a second job at McDonald's because that would suck. Oh, why I'm so tired. No, wait, no, I know, why. Does the Air Force have flying squads? I believe. Um, so the Air Force has. When we talk about like stuff for like demonstration, like how oh, what is it called? I know Canadian Air Force um has a demonstration team. I forgot what they're called, like Red Aces or something like that. Uh, I know like the Air Force has the Thunderbirds as their as a demonstration squadron, which they're the ones that go around and do like all the shows and whatnot, the performing like aerial acrobatics with their planes. Um, Air Force Red Arrows. Red Arrows is for the British Air Force. Okay. Um, I think that's what you're getting at, swag. Um, it's just like the how the U.S. Navy has the Blue Angels as as their flying squadron. Of course, being in the Air Force, the Air Force has multiple flying squadrons that have different roles. Like you have like F-16s and F-15s, and like F-22s are are like fighter squadrons. You have like C-130s and C-17s, like the big cargo aircraft. They're a mobility squadron. It's just different types of aircraft for different types of missions and whatnot. Oh, excuse me. Um, so Sean, you're over in overseas, right? I think I remember talking. I think you're in Scott. You ever get to go? No, I'll tell you why. Because in it's very what those are called are called they're called incentive flights, and it is like nowadays because of cost of flying and everything, it is nearly impossible to get into a second seat of a fighter. Um, so like an F, so like one of the like an F-16 or an F-15 or anything like that, it's really hard to get into there. Um, I don't. I've the only like military aircraft I've flown in has been a C-17, and that was going in and out of Afghanistan. So big old cargo airplane, like which I mean is like one of the smoothest rides I've ever been in, like a lot smoother than a regular passenger plane because it's so big. But no, I never got to go up in the second seat of a fighter. I don't know. I think it'd be really fun. If I ever do, of course I'm gonna bring my GoPro with me so that way I can capture it. Ooh. I got a lot of likes on Instagram, but nobody seemed to want to join. Besides for a couple people. You know who you are. I kind of wish I maybe I can get a flight in the second seat, but I think it's slim to none. I was gonna say Scotland or Ireland. I forgot which one you were in. So I actually stopped playing Call of Duty after you're gonna think it's been so long after Modern Warfare 2 came out. After that, it kind of got boring to me, in my opinion. I do like to sometimes go on. I haven't gotten the new one yet. I do like to go on. Well, I did when I used to have an Xbox. Now I have a PS4. But I used to go on and play like the zombies. That's one thing I do like about it is zombies. I kind of want to get the new one just that way I can play on Nuketown with the what's it called uh the crash test dummies, or the, you know what I'm talking about, where you can shoot off like the heads within like 2 minutes, and they'll like chase you, or shoot off the arms within 2 minutes, and I don't know, remember what the little Easter eggs that they had on there, but I think that'd be pretty fun to do. I like playing Nuketown Zombies. I love Nuketown Zombies. I think on my own, uh, I think I got like to level like 40 on my own on Nuketown. And see, I used to play Battlefield a lot too. That's what got me off of playing Call of Duty is I played Battlefield. I haven't played Battlefield in quite a long time because I've been whatever I play, I would play on Destiny, or I play Guitar Hero. So the main thing I use my PlayStation is for pretty much TV right now. Yeah, Battlefield is more realistic. You don't have all these extra gadgets and whatnot. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I don't know. I'm tired because I stayed up all night last night, and uh, I only got maybe like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. Then I had to go try and get try and win me some money on the lottery, and I've just been up ever since. So I gotta try and push myself to stay up as late as I can tonight. Here, I'll type in um, my PSN ID. If I remember right, I think it's this. I believe that's my PSN. So if you want to add me, go ahead. Well, my picture looks really distorted in that, doesn't it, down there? Oh, you got PS3? Okay. Well, it looks like you need to get that upgrade pretty soon, man. Or girl. I don't know what you are. But you need to get that upgrade pretty soon. 'Cause I could tell I really not yet. I like your optimism. Not yet. As in, you're gonna get one, but you just don't know when. But I mean, you can still probably add it. I don't know. I didn't have a like I said. I went from an Xbox 360 to a PS4. All right, good. Money is tight. Yes, I fully understand about money issues. Being an adult, growing up, uh, Growing up, I think. Let me see if I remember what I said before about growing up. Now, bear with me about this. Um, or being an adult. Being an adult is like being thrown into a game without the instructions. I think that's a way to put that into it in a nutshell. Like you're being thrown into a game without the instructions. If you could get a job, you would. Is there what's holding you up about that? Just is it just age? That's why there's cheat codes. True, but you can't always go around life with cheat codes. A good cheat code would be winning the lottery. That's a good cheat code. Yeah, I okay, okay. You're only 13. Um, yeah, when trying to find a job at a young age doesn't work that easy. Trust me, I know. I've been there. But once you find something that you can do, uh, you know, my main thing is don't spend all your money at once. Because even though like I've had a steady job and everything, I still spend. I still am an impulse buyer, and I really need to stop that. Like I'll buy everything. I'll buy a lot of stuff when payday comes, and then I'll be like 3 or 4 days until next payday, and be like, I really need some money. Just make sure you save and spend your money wisely. I mean, because you don't. At least with you right now, growing a pumpkin farm, that's good. At least you got a place where you can actually grow pumpkins. I think it's no, actually, here in Utah they do. There's pretty much there's a lot of farming here in Utah. When I lived in Las Vegas, it's hot and everything, so there's not really any place to do farming. You can grow wheat, not weed, uh, out there because it's just so dry, and wheat grows in dry areas. But yeah, I mean, at least right now, like you don't have like any rent to pay or a mortgage. You don't have, uh, I mean, you're pretty soon you'll have a car, but it'll probably be your first car will probably be something that your parents get you for like your 16th birthday. Um, and then hopefully they'll pay like your insurance. So you'll have insurance, you'll have gas to put into it, and everything like that. A lot of things will start coming into play. Hopefully, they come into play like step by step and not like come at you all at once. Hopefully, in a perfect world, they'll come at you step by step, but in reality, they most likely come all at once. It's like all my bills come at right when I get paid every single time. But in my opinion, I pay all my bills off. I don't have to really worry about money. An old rusty piece of crap that rarely runs. Um, no, I'm pretty sure if they got you a car, they want something that they know would be safe, hopefully, and not break down and cause them troubles with having repair costs and everything like that. That's another thing that hurts is vehicle repairs and everything. Like I've had to replace some stuff on the Jeep that a couple things were pretty cheap. There was a couple things that were kind of expensive. I haven't had to replace anything on the bike yet, but on the bike I got to get new tires for the bike, and then I think I'm also getting a new sprocket and chain kit, so I'll be going to from a 530 to a 520 uh on my sprocket and chain, and I'll probably end up I don't know if I want to sticker bomb my sprocket or if I want to just powder coat it. What kind of four wheeler are you trying to get? So I've had I've had the pretty much the last two I can remember were I had a a blaster, Yamaha blaster, so like a 200 two-stroke, and my last one was a Honda 450. I love that Honda 450. It was I think it was like a 2007. I got it for dirt cheap too. I think I got it for like $1,000. But there were a couple things that were wrong with that Honda. It was a first off the top end was just blown out. So I had to get I I got it for $1,000, but I ended up putting like another $1,000 in repairs on the motor just itself, and then also the seat ended up being attacked, like not attacked, but pretty much chewed up by a dog. So like I think I paid like 50 or $60 to get it reupholstered, so that wasn't bad. You just need something good on gas. True. I could tell you my Jeep gets like oh my god. My Jeep doesn't I can literally use all the gas in my Jeep within like 3 or 4 days. That's how bad of a gas mileage. That's how much of a gas hog my Jeep is. I'll, I'll get maybe like 12 miles to the gallon in that thing. So when it's summertime, that's why I predominantly ride the bike because it takes me. My work's like 20 miles away, so it takes me a good 15 minutes to get to work. Each get to work 15 minutes, 15 minutes back. So it's I can maybe go like I said 3 or 4 days on a tank of gas, getting just back and forth to work. That's not driving around or anything. Yeah, I know. Holy shit. I think after I gotta change out the gears in my axles. So I think after that it'll help bring it back up a little bit more because I'm pushing 35-inch tires, so it needs a little it needs a little bit better gear ratio to push those. But my other car, I have a Ford Taurus as my other car, and I mean, if I have to go somewhere far, like I said, I use that today to go to Idaho. So if I can go maybe like pretty much almost 400 miles on a tank of gas in that thing in that car. So I like it. I like that for like my longer trips. Oh man. All right. Well, you know what? Let's see here. What time is it? Well, swag. It's been nice talking to you, but I think I'm gonna cut this live chat out. Um, I really gotta get take a nap right now because I'm like barely awake right now. I don't want to sound like I'm ignoring you, but I really got to get a small nap in. I'll probably and I'll probably end up doing a live chat tomorrow as well. I'm gonna try and get a couple others in here with me, so I'll try and get like Dizzy Flight, Heathen Rider, and Freak Yeah Toot Sweets and whatever whoever else. I can that's available at the time. Sound good? All right, man. I appreciate you sticking with me and everything. Make sure you whenever I make that what's it called? Uh the the giveaway video, make sure you stay tuned for that for your chance to win. See you well, Sean, for you tomorrow will probably be at the nighttime for you since you're over in Scotland. Yes, Scotland. Since you're over there, you too. Make sure that you watch and you try for your chance to win. 47. Is, the number, is that the number to life? All right, guys. I'll catch you later.